Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Oh, I got the caller number up too early. I don't want people to call just yet. I'm gonna put the caller number up in a minute. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. Keep It 1000 show on YouTube. I want to talk about this controversial topic of the national anthem tonight. So, let me run my intro really quick and I'll be right back. Yeah, so this is the Keep It 1000 show. Doggie Diamonds TV is the YouTube. That's what you're on right now. This is what you subscribe to. This is what you hit the bell for. This is what you got the notification for. We're going to talk about this topic tonight. I want some people to call in. I want to hear from y'all. I want to know what you think. I want your opinion. I want you, to give me your thoughts on this whole Super Bowl, and not even the Super Bowl in itself, just the whole singing of the national anthem and the protesting of the national anthem. I want to know what you think. So, first and foremost, what I'm not understanding is that how people are feeling a way about the national anthem, being spoken about. I mean, rather being sung, and it's a protest and all this stuff about the national anthem. That's what the whole Colin Kaepernick thing started over, protesting the national anthem. He was taking a knee when the national anthem was going on. And the thing that was deep about that is that, okay, I understood his protest in the beginning. Then after a while, I didn't understand what the protest was. Okay, now what's the end game to the protest? Because do you protest forever because police brutality is still going on? And then what was his premise? What did he want? What did he expect them to do? And what was the what was the end game for his protest? So basically, long story short, he protested. They I would say they blackballed him out the league. So it was boycott the NFL. Everybody was on some boycott the NFL. That's messed up what they did to Kaepernick. And, that's the type of time everybody was on. But this past Sunday, I'm like, what happened to everybody boycotting the NFL? Because all I seen people do was putting up them game scores and talk about Tom Brady is the GOAT. And all that protesting and all them knees and all that other stuff was thrown out the window. I ain't seen nobody talking about, we not watching the NFL. Some people, standing on what they stand on and don't rock with the NFL, me being one of them. But it ain't got nothing to do with a protest. I just, not really a sports fanatic the way I used to be. If I catch a game, I catch a game, but I don't go out my way to watch the games. You know what I'm saying? The way I used to. So my thing is the protest, is the boycott over? Is the protest over? Because I seen mad people all up and down my timeline, especially, I guess it was a bad call in the Saints and Rams game. All I seen was they was more outraged over a bad call than they was what Colin Kaepernick was protesting in the first place. So I'm like, yo, hold up. I thought y'all wasn't even supposed to be watching this. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's watching the games. Cool, fine. But then they had an issue with, I guess Gladys Knight was supposed to sing the national anthem. Travis Scott supposed to perform at the halftime show along with Big Boy and other people, and people saying, yo, don't perform. But I'm like, how y'all telling these people don't perform and you watching the game? You can't have it both ways. Either you don't want them to perform because you don't rock with the NFL, or I'm confused. I'm just all the way confused. And yo, I'm gonna be real with y'all. If I was Travis Scott and Big Boy, because how you gonna tell Gladys Knight what she can and can't do, or suggest what she should and shouldn't do? Gladys Knight? Gladys Knight? You ain't talking about Monica or Rihanna or some new jack. You talking about Gladys Knight. Old enough to be everybody's grandma, and you telling her you don't think she know about segregation, protesting, and injustice? You think she gonna perform just for a bag? But at the end of it, the point that I'm making to everybody is, yo, what about, I watched the Broner-Pacquiao fight, and Shanice sung the national anthem at the Broner-Pacquiao fight. Nobody had an issue with that. That was cool. So Shanice could sing. Shanice could sing the national anthem at the Broner-Pacquiao fight, a black woman. But Gladys Knight shouldn't sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl because of the protests with Kaepernick. Do that make any sense to y'all? You know, every sporting event, they sing the national anthem before the sporting event. Every sporting event, they sing the national anthem. That ain't new. If you go to a Knick game, if you go to whatever state you in and you go to a basketball game, they sing the national anthem. You go to a hockey game, they sing the national. Well, I ain't going to no hockey game in New York City. It's brick outside right now, so I can't even think about that ice. But in every sporting event, they sing the national anthem. So are we protesting the national anthem, or are we supposed to be protesting the NFL? Because I thought it was the national anthem, and then once the NFL took a stance the way they took the stance that they took, it was like, all right, we not rocking with the NFL. But they sing the national anthem before every sporting event. So that's the case. You're supposed to throw away all sports. But I don't see people throwing away all sports. They sing the national anthem before baseball. They sing that every sporting event. They sing the national anthem, and most of the time they get black people to sing the national anthem because, you know, black people gonna get crazy with that. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get crazy with that. But I thought the protest was the national anthem based off of even some of the words in the national anthem, and even a verse in the national anthem that was taken out that was very, very controversial. So it's just all over the place. But I see people back on a NFL thing, like, you know, Colin Kaepernick's a dub. You know, he's a dub, and it don't matter no more. And Colin Kaepernick ain't really been saying nothing. And then it's like Travis Scott got to check in with Kaepernick and Jay-Z and Meek if he gonna perform or not. Listen, I wouldn't check in with nobody. If I'm gonna perform, I'm doing that for me. Or what I would do is I would go behind the scenes, and then it's like, yo, sometimes it's like you trying to please people who ain't never gonna be pleased. People always gonna find a reason to be mad or have outrage for what you do. You know what I'm saying? They always gonna find a reason to have outrage. Right now, you got a young man who's been you know, he's been playing football since Pop Warner. You know, since the Pee Wee leagues and all that. And his goal and dream is to get to the NFL. And he's not supposed to go get to the NFL or rock with the NFL because Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee against the anthem and all that. Come on, man. What are we doing? Are black men not employed by the NFL? I know it's a big, you know, gap in the head coaching positions and all that, but are black men not employed by the NFL? You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you, like, if you boycotting the NFL because of the anthem, then you boycotting all sporting events because they sing the anthem before every sporting event. Every sporting event. So that's what I was saying. That's my issue. I'm like, yo, they sing the anthem before every sporting event. So we not watching no back, because what it is, they don't really televise it with the basketball, because remember the first person to really boycott the anthem was Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. He played for the Denver Nuggets. His name used to be Chris Jackson, and he changed his name when he turned Muslim to Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. And he was Steph Curry on the shot before Steph Curry, and he protested the national anthem, and everybody came down on him, and he was saying that the flag and the anthem stood for tyranny and all that stuff. He look it up. But ain't nobody stopped watching basketball. Everybody like, yo, he tripping. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he tripping. Why he not rocking with the national anthem? But what, nowadays everybody is woke. You know what I'm saying? That little buzzword. Everybody woke, so everybody know why, the national anthem. But the point that I'm making is that every sporting event they sing the national anthem. I've been to a Knicks game. I've been to a Nets game. They sung the national anthem. Like I said earlier, Shanice sung the national anthem at the Pacquiao-Broner fight. Every boxing event, major boxing event, they sing the national anthem. Did you not watch the fight? You watched the fight? So why we not mad at Shanice for singing the national anthem at the fight? But people saying, going in on Gladys Knight because she was going to sing the national anthem. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense when you pick and choose what you want to be mad at. I'm saying that if you have an issue with the national anthem, then you got an issue with all sports. Because they sing it before every sporting event. And I'm going to be real, man. Like, the hypocritical part. Yo, Meek Mill rock with Robert Kraft, hard body. What team do Robert Kraft own? Robert Kraft owns the Patriots. So I'm confused. Robert Kraft went to see Meek in jail. For what I don't know, it ain't none of my business, but it's it don't make no sense to me. So I see people in the live chat, people always going to talk because they got a mouth, but I'm going to put the number up. Call in, state your business. Don't type, don't say nothing. Call in. The number's on the screen, 718-577-1346. 718-577-1346. Call in. I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your agreements, disagreements. I want to hear what you got to say. Call in. The number is right there. 718-577-1346. Don't be afraid. Call in. Know what I'm saying? I want to know what you think. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what should is everybody not on that NFL time? I mean, everybody back on that NFL time. So how some people going to say what should people, what people shouldn't be doing? You know what I'm saying? But how you protest sitting down and still rock with the sport? That don't make no sense. The national anthem this is the thing too, right? When it comes to us, we can't even be organizing a protest. And that's called mobilization with no organization. Everybody, mobilize to be a part of something, but it ain't organized. And even Colin Kaepernick, in my opinion, didn't really give instruction on what he feel like people should be doing and how people should protest. Because he felt like being at the media was misconstruing his words and doing certain things. I felt like he wasn't saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he wasn't. I felt like he went silent. But like I said, I'm waiting. Y'all call in. Y'all gonna call in. And y'all ain't gonna call. Or y'all not gonna call in. But again, I see everybody back on that football time. So that was a quick boycott the NFL. No cap. He's better than Tim Tebow. He's better than this person. He's better than that person. There's so many quarterbacks he's better than. But then I ain't seen nobody. You got to watch the sport in order to know that he's better than these people. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess the boycott is over. That lasted for a little while. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if Colin Kaepernick was a really good quarterback after a while. I know, if I'm not mistaken, he took the 49ers to the Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? But this weekend, dudes is rocking with that sport. Dudes is hard body with that sport. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But, if I wanted people to call in, I wanted people's opinion, but if ain't nobody gonna call in, I'm up off this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here all night and just, be rambling and shit and just, you know what I'm saying? There go the number, 718-577-1346. Call in. You know what I'm saying? Call in. I want to hear your thoughts on this whole national anthem thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, should all sports be boycotted because the national anthem is sung, or is it just some fake NFL Colin Kaepernick thing for a season and then that was it? You know what I'm saying? Because what's Colin Kaepernick instruction right now? Like, so he's just going around donating to charities? Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't rock with that whole Black Lives Matter thing. I don't rock with that. And I've already stated that plenty of times. Black Lives Matter, the phrase, I agree with it. I stand with that. But the whole, you know what? The line might be busy. I might have, it is coming up. Damn. Yo, what's up? This Doggie Diamonds. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's Pookie TVX calling from Oakland, California.
What's going on, bro? So my question is, true or false? Do they sing the national anthem before all sporting events?
Do they what now? I can't hear you. What?
Do they not sing the national anthem before all sporting events?
Yeah, they do. They do sing all the national anthem all sporting events. And you know what the thing is that with the Kaepernick thing is that everybody wants to do something, but it's so instilled in you that just like the R. Kelly thing, people love R. Kelly so much. His music is so instilled in people that they turn a blind eye. That's just what happens.
Yeah. So
people ain't gonna stick together on it. You're gonna have some people that sway and some people that's with it.
So why do we watch sports if they sing the national anthem?
Because it's so instilled in people. It's been there forever.
Gotcha.
People made money off of it. People made bets off of it. People got family members in it.
Got you.
It's hard to what Kaepernick did was for himself. What he did, what he felt was right.
So you thought that his stance was for him. It wasn't for people on the whole.
No, it was for people on the whole, but he thought that people were going to jump behind him.
Got you.
He was on some Jerry Maguire shit, like, who's coming with me?
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody's coming.
There was a few people who took a knee, but I ain't really felt like
they took a knee, but they start thinking about like, damn, I'm losing this much money. No, fuck that. I can't fuck with you, Cap.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I got a family.
Yeah, I thought it was, just, it's just very, very weird. And then, Jerry Jones pulled what he pulled, which I wasn't feeling.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling that. But it's funny, right? I don't know if you noticed, but even like with the Yankees have a right you know, they're a corporation. I'm gonna hang up, bro, but just keep listening because another caller calling in.
Okay,
All right,
ahead.
family.
Go ahead.
347. Hold on 1 second. Even with the Yankees are they're a business, so they tell players what they can like. They're if they could, you know, if you play for the Yankees, long story short, you can't even have facial hair. Did you know that? Caller 347. You on the line? 347-293.
Hello?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, what you thinking about the whole national anthem thing? National anthem is sung before all sporting events. So, and the flag is waved. So, should we not be boycotting all sports?
Nah, you know how I feel about the whole situation? I feel when he first started his little movement, whatever, I feel it was his personal, I thought he did it for the right reason. I think later on down the line, he seen that there was money behind it, and he kind of lost sight of what he really started. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so my thing was, he did it in
hold on, I'm not to change topic to topic, but I think that the Poppy situation is similar to his. I think when Poppy first started, he came out on that whole molestation thing. I think once he seen that he could monetize the shit and it became like a business, he lost sight of what he really first started doing the situation for. That's just my take on the situation. I think once he do see that there's money in it, it turns more into business than it does to like taking a stance.
Got you. I'm not saying you wrong or incorrect. I mean, I just know him. I know Poppy personally, and I know behind the scenes what we talk about as far as why he does what he does, and I kind of understand. You know, the only issue with that, and I'm not even here to defend him. He can defend himself. He's a grown man. But the reason why I know he speaks about different things is because that's what people would garners the attention. I don't even think.
But I feel that if these people will come out and say that, people will stand behind them. But it looked like I'm saying it started to look like it's being fraudulent. You're not being authentic because people starting to see through it.
No, but I've heard him say plenty of times that when I talk about certain things, it don't get views, and then when I talk about this, it gets all the views. I've heard him state that plenty of times. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Know.
So what's your? I mean, I'm like, yo, if somebody wants to perform for the that's on them. How you gonna tell me what y'all do is hypocrites? Y'all pick and choose. Like it's just hypocritical. Like how you gonna tell Aretha? Like she's a legend. Like who gives you who are you?
Not Aretha. Gladys.
You're not the voice for black people.
You said Aretha. Aretha's gone. You know, R.I.P.
Sorry,
yeah. Gladys Knight.
No disrespect.
All right, family. You know what? I'm in agreement with you. Let me take some other callers. Thank you for calling.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, peace. All right, 619. What's your name and where you calling from?
It's Jay Coop from San Diego, man. What's going on?
San Diego. So let me ask you something. Do you watch the NFL?
Yes, I do.
Did you agree with the whole taking a knee to the national anthem thing?
Yes and no. I believe that there is a time and place for a lot of things. And like you said before, what's the follow through with that? You got to have, because you know the history that we know, you and I, is that when we took a stance, there was something with that. When they put the fist up at the Olympics, what did they do? It was other people. It was a united front. People raised their fists, but they also it was the civil rights movement.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
You know the sad thing about them putting their fists up, man, it was over for them after that. You know, you got to be ready to just tell your story, walking. Unfortunately, and the sad thing is that when it's over for people, when they take political stance on things, we don't get behind them.
Yep.
That's the sad thing. So I mean, if do you have an issue with the national anthem?
I have an issue with a lot of things, man. You already know how it is. Our American history is hypocritical in general. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm in the military. So
whoa! I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want to get you in trouble. Watch what you say, because you're commander in chief. You cannot say nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying?
All right, check this out. I've been in 18 years, man.
Okay.
You understand me? So I already know how the situation goes. I have a somewhat knowledge of self, so I understand how the situation works. Like it's a time and place for certain things. If you understand yourself and your history, then you know how to act, how to talk to somebody that may have a problem with what Kaepernick did, instead of people just going on YouTube and going on the looking at propaganda and believing everything somebody says. You understand?
So you're
ahead.
coming from the point where, you know, if your commander in chief wants to, you know, and this is deep, and I'm glad you called. I'm not going to jump topic, but I'm going to stay on topic a little bit. As a military, somebody in the armed forces, how do you feel when you see the injustice happening to, you know, our people, your people, and you're fighting for a country that doesn't even respect your people back home in certain instances? How does that make you feel as somebody who's in the armed forces?
Well, with me, again, like I said before, I have some knowledge of self. So what I do is just like what we do in society, period. When you go to the store, when you talked about when you went to go get your new iPhone, by the way, I am a big fan.
Thank you. You're a supporter, not a fan.
Yeah.
You're a supporter. I'd rather you support me. Yeah.
I am a supporter. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. You get looked at in a certain manner. You know what I'm saying? Somebody may subconsciously treat you a certain way. So with me, I let people know where I stand, and I represent myself as knowing such as that way. Even though I'm in the military, it's the obvious trait that I have, my face, my skin. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was taught to carry myself in a different manner. And that's just the way it is.
Got you. So I mean, so the whole Kaepernick thing is the protest over?
The protest brought about conversation.
Okay. Okay.
And like you said with the Black Lives Matter thing, I agree with you with that. I feel the exact same way. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, I was talking to somebody. You know, it went from hashtags to catchphrases to catch phases, and that's what we're going through now. Everybody just following the wave, and really there's no follow through or follow up in the media, you know, so to speak.
Got you. So, I mean, so everybody went back to watching football. You know what I'm saying? They still see.
See, okay, here we go. This is my take on that also. So, it's within the NFL. It's not the players. You know, it's the players protesting. It's the owners blackballing Kaepernick. Now, it is the NFL, but it's not overall NFL. It's the people within the NFL that are doing the blackballing of Kaepernick. Because if you think about it, just like a lot of people suggested, if it's really a problem, then most of the players would protest and not play. They would sacrifice their badge. You know, all they doing is kneeling.
Them players,
you know
them players ain't listen. Them players ain't sacrificing nothing.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
They scared, and you know, but you know what though? At the end of it all, you know, it is a catch-22 situation. Everybody ain't you know, everybody don't got the heart to really. So I respected Kaepernick for, you know, taking the stance he took. I just wish he just had a little bit more what the end game was, though. You know what I'm saying? I wish he just had a little bit more. He told us what the end game was. Like, yo, we gonna protest for this, and the third. Then we was hearing reports that he would come back. You know, he would stop kneeling. But then, you know, his woman was saying that that's false. He never. So, you know, it's so much propaganda. That's why I'm glad to a certain extent we do have, you know, people like myself do have our news platforms like what I'm doing here, and we get to speak our piece. And that's why I put the number up for people to call in, because I want people to give me their opinion and their thoughts on things. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about me. I like people to call in and chime in on the topic at hand and you know, tell me what you think. But you know, I'm gonna let you go now and stuff, but thank you for your service.
Yep, I appreciate what you do too, man.
No problem. All right, let me take this next call. 862, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, dog? This is She calling from
Newark, New Jersey in the building. All right, you see what I'm talking about here tonight, man. What you think about this whole national anthem Super Bowl controversy? You know, they telling Gladys Knight.
Yeah.
And what do you think?
Man, I'm a big supporter, man. I think it's I think it's a great topic and a great discussion. And I got a perspective that I feel like every black person should have, but that's just how I feel.
Go ahead.
My dad was in the military. My granddad was in the military. But me, you know, I'm a 30-year-old man, but I always had, you know, as a young man, I had in my mind, like, I don't understand why would we want to fight and be prideful about a fucking country that raped and robbed us. So I never really could understand it. I never said nothing to my dad, even my dad and my granddad.
They probably would have whipped your ass too if you said something.
I know, you know something? I just had enough respect not to say nothing, but like within myself, like my spirit would never accept it. But with regards to Colin Kaepernick, I'm not a football fan, but I love when he protests because I feel like, you know, anybody that's going to speak up or stand or kneel for us because of the, you know, the injustice, then is a topic that need to be had because it goes on all around America, and a lot of people turn a blind eye to it. So I do commend him for doing that, but at the same time, I don't think we should protest the NFL because I feel like it's a lot of, you know, it's 75% of black men, and they got to take care of their families as well. But I believe we can work and be productive without having Stockholm syndrome. You know, I work in corporate America,
Mm-hmm.
and I deal with all these Caucasian people every day. You know, they know I'm thorough, but you know, I just feel like I'm here to work. I'm not really here to kneel or to protest. So I kind of feel like that with Kaepernick. I support what he's doing, but I feel like, you know, you don't have to do it while you at work. You know,
but let me stop you right there. But do you see the conflict that you have? Do you see the conflict that you have within yourself? You're saying that you're there to work. You're not there to protest. But then you also said,
Right.
how could you go in the military and serve a country that, you know, who did all the things for us? You know that the military is a job too. They get paid.
Exactly. That's very true.
So it's a catch-22. So that's why they go into the military. You know, all the veteran benefits and stuff like that. So again, I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying that this is the conflict that many people have with that. I have to earn a living, even though I know it's certain things that might not be right or how I'm earning my living, but I still have to eat. You know, so it's like the crack dealer who poisoned the whole community and say, I gotta eat though.
Exactly. I mean, me personally, I feel like, you know, I'm not mad. You know, whoever did kneel, I definitely commend them. Whoever didn't kneel, I wasn't mad at them because they have to be providers as well. You know what I'm saying? But I still think that us as brown people, we should start educating our children, just more, you know, more about society and that. A lot of times, a lot of us, we not accepted. We're tolerated. So I can't understand why a person would be mad at Kaepernick, though. I definitely won't. I can't understand, like, why people would speak out against it, or people be like, well, not the flag. The flag, it has stanzas in it that it has more than one stanzas in it that talks directly about brown people that was fleeing away from the oppressors.
So let me ask you a question. Do you watch
go ahead.
other sports then? Because they sing the national anthem before every sporting event.
No, okay. I watch basketball, but what I'm saying is I'm not mad. All I'm saying is I'm not mad at Kaepernick, but I don't understand why anybody would be mad at him. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying I think he's right, but I'm just saying I think we should understand that the only way we can bring about change is educating our children directly, and everything. It don't got to be publicized. You know, I don't. You know, that's like I teach my son that. Like,
no, I agree. A lot more should be done in stealth. I think we talk too much.
Exactly. You know, like we have whole communities. Like I look at it like this, and I don't want to be long-winded, but if we look at, you know, these athletes and stuff like this, and we look at their public stance, okay, that's good. But just imagine if all of them had headquarters in their communities. They have boys and girls clubs in their communities where their impact could be more directly felt. And I just feel like, you know, a public stance all the time is not always the best thing. And I don't think we should shun none of the black athletes that didn't kneel. I kind of felt like the black community was hard on a lot of the football players that didn't kneel, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, but again, man, we always gonna be in a situation. You damn if you do, damn if you don't, damn if you will, damn if you won't. You're a fool for kneeling, you're a fool for not kneeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you do? But all right, yo, thank you for calling in. Let me get some other callers in. All right,
appreciate
peace.
it.
Yep, no problem. All right, call in. I see a 919 was calling. I couldn't get to you. 919-864 call back. 919-864 call back. I couldn't get to you. But yeah, man, it's definitely, via entertainment takes our mind off of sometimes the day-to-day stresses of life, and sometimes it's good to root for something, and just look at things for the purpose of entertainment, but look at the underlying things that we have to deal with while just trying to watch a damn basketball game. All right. 919, you in the building. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Durham, North Carolina.
All right, what's going on, man? It sounds like you got a damn a jackhammer in your hand or something like that.
I'm driving a big truck.
Okay. So, all right, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yo, I wanted to ask you, I think your computer or whatever is too loud because I hear myself echoing. So if you could turn that down, that'll be fine. But what I want to know is that what do you think about this whole NFL national anthem Super Bowl controversy that's going on? Should people still be protesting the NFL?
No, I don't think so. I watch football, and I think that they started it off wrong because it was about injustice to black men by the police, correct?
Yes, it was about the police, yes.
So why didn't those millionaires that's placed in all the major cities in the United States, why didn't they take that to the police department instead of taking it to old white men that's way past their 70s, that's never going to change who they are? And I just couldn't understand why they brought it to their job, but when they got enough power where they could sit down and talk to police chiefs. You know what I'm saying? But when you do something publicly, how do you so you're saying don't take a public stance and go locally to the precincts? That's what you're saying, if I'm correct? That's what I'm saying. You take it to the problem. The NFL wasn't slaying black men. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They wasn't slaying black men. So I don't know. I was in the military too. I was in the Army and the Navy. And
okay.
I was just there. It was a job for me.
Got you.
As far as kneeling for the flag, that never offended me at all. You know what I'm saying? You do what you do. But it was just a job for me. The military never made me. My parents made me who I was.
Got you. So you still watch all sporting events and whatever.
Yeah, because what's going on had nothing to do with it. I think that we're looking to, and when I say kids, I'm saying kids because in sport, a great sports person, they never lived a black life. They might have been in black skin. You know what I'm saying? They never did what we did. Have to get up and they work hard for what they got, but that struggle wasn't there, man. The small town black kid, everybody is looking at him, and even white people kissing his butt. But then when he grows up, he's tackling black issues, and we listen. That's the wrong person to represent us.
You're talking about Colin Kaepernick.
Not good. Yeah, Colin Kaepernick.
Okay.
He don't know nothing about being black, man. He looked at a couple movies. He probably listened to some YouTube, and his girlfriend got him to do this, man. And he was never really into it.
All right, so the deal is, so according to what you're saying, so now we pick who fights for us. Do we select that or
no?
Okay, so
no. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
Just like when I'm listening to you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You choose who you want to listen to in that format. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's why I choose not to listen to the LeBron Jameses and the mega stars and all that, because they're not playing games. You know what I'm saying? They could bang their fists and go back to the mansion. You know what I'm saying?
So what happens when you either have the Colin Kaepernick, who takes a political stance, but then you have the Michael Jordan everybody is mad at, saying he don't do nothing for the community, and we really don't know what he do.
That's what I was going to say. We didn't have social media back then, and from what I heard and I read, Mike put a lot of money into the black community, man. But he didn't want it glorified. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. And then he was just starting a brand. He was just starting a brand, the type of the Air Jordan. And look where Air Jordan is now.
Yeah. Got you. All right.
I'm just old school.
Yeah. All right. So let me get some other callers in there. Thank you for calling.
No doubt.
All right. Peace. Yeah. I think first of all, me as a grown man, I'm not gonna look for athletes or singers or damn flute players to be a savior for me anyway. Your savior should be your parents, your mother and father, or your grandmother, your community, your uncle, or somebody in your family directly. But some people don't have those people to look up to, so they look at who's in the spotlight. People are put in the spotlight for a reason. So I'm not really mad at an athlete for speaking out on something when he's in the spotlight, because the minute you don't say something, people say, well, why aren't you saying anything? You're making all this money and you're not saying that. Well, a lot of people don't say stuff, but again, it's a catch-22. If you say something, you jeopardize everything you have. If you don't say something, everybody calling you a coon and all these names. So, like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? What do you do? And, it takes a lot to give up millions of dollars, or even if we take the money out of it, it takes a lot to give up something that you've known your whole life, that you train and you work for your whole life, especially when it becomes with being an athlete. It's not like you got people who can't even dedicate themselves to going to the gym every day or eat in a certain way. Imagine the type of lifestyle an athlete has to live, physically. You know what I'm saying? Physically. So, I don't know, but I'm looking for some more callers, man. Call in 718-577-1346. I want to know what you think about this whole national anthem, Super Bowl national anthem controversy. I'm getting tongue-tied. I need to sip a little bit of this water real quick. Hold on. Drinking water. Hold on. I feel like a battle rapper real quick. Like, but all right, I got a caller. 212 area. Hold on. 212, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, brother man.
What's going on?
You hear me?
Yeah. What's your name?
First of all, the national anthem is a slave song.
Okay.
It's a slave song. So the fact that it's a slave song, we shouldn't even be standing up for them.
Okay.
And white people got the audacity to bully black people.
Okay.
To stand up for a slave song. Why? Because black lives don't matter. They don't care. Shut the fuck up. Stand up for the song. We don't give a fuck about you. We don't give a damn about your black kids. You're going to be a coward. We're going to teach your kids how to be cowards, and we're going to teach our children, we're going to teach the white children how to grow up and bully your black children. So this is the situation that's going on from generation to generation to generation. It's all bullshit.
So do you watch any sports?
Who, me?
Yes.
No, I haven't watched no sports since the caveat thing. I just got upset about it.
Okay.
I'm conscious enough. I'm saying I'm all right. I'm gonna survive without watching anything.
Okay.
I know how to read books and do other things.
Yeah. So
it's just the principle, man.
Okay.
I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired. You don't know how to be sick and tired no more.
Okay. So how do you feel about people that went back to watching football? They talking about the,
I mean, if that's, people got a choice. What you want to do is what you want to do.
Got you.
This is my thing. This is my thing. And the thing that we're not discussing racism. See, today is Martin Luther King birthday holiday.
Yes.
And he always said that charity don't equal justice.
Got you.
So they think is this, let's just donate money and just be quiet and and that's what they want you to be.
They
want every rich black celebrity or athlete to be a coward philanthropist. Just donate your money, shut the fuck up, and be quiet. You understand? Stay in line, Negro.
Yeah.
Be a scarecrow, Negro. You're going to be a coward. You're going to teach your children how to be a coward, and this is how it goes. And that's bad. They bullies, man. This country is the most racist country on the planet Earth, and I'm keeping it real.
You sound
All
like
you got to do is check out a $1 bill, brother.
Yeah, you sound like a real You sound like a real OG right now. I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? But you know what?
Yeah, I'm feeling it, man. I'll keep it real, doggy.
No,
100, man.
Yo,
1,000.
1,000. You know what's funny though, right?
1,000.
Yeah, you know what's funny that you said that because you said something about charity, and that is always seems like the answer. For just donate money somewhere. Yeah, just give money.
Just money.
Yeah,
that's what it is. This is what they want everybody. See, America's the land of opportunity. You could come over here and make money, and white people is master of capitalizing on for black people talent. But if you could sing, dance, rap, or act, then they like that. They're gonna make money off you. And at the same time they're gonna make sure you get paid. But you just shut the fuck up and be quiet. You understand?
Got you.
Just donate your money and be quiet. Stay in line. We're going to crack this whip. We're going to white lash you. That's what you call a white lash. When you speak out against that. You can't say that. You can't say Black Lives Matter. You can't say hands up, don't show that. You can't stand that. Beyonce, you can't put your hand up. You can't do that. Stand up. What the fuck you talking about? Shut the fuck up.
Got you.
They be faking, man. Doggy, man.
What's up?
Let me tell you something, man. This country is the most racist country on the planet Earth. And these motherfucking Jewish people be faking. That shit that they did with the black sister, what's her name, Tamika about the Women's March?
Yeah.
They got the audacity to tell her to try to denounce Farrakhan.
Got you.
She said, what did you see on The View? She told Megan Kelly, you crazy? I'm not denouncing nobody. You know what I'm saying? You don't tell me who to say and what not to say. Because that's what you call a strong black woman. We got to stop letting these white people divide us. Because Jewish people, check this out. I want everybody to check this out. Here's Bernie Sanders during his election. He's standing right in front of the monument out in, South Dakota, Mount Rushmore. And they said, what you got to say about this, bro? Oh, these is good men. How the fuck is George Washington's good man? How the fucking top? You know what I'm saying? They put in the Constitution to demonize, dehumanize, brutalize, and terrorize black people. Explain to me how this is a good man. Are you anti-black? Are you anti-African American?
Let me ask you something.
Are you anti-so-called Negro?
So let me ask you something. So how you feel about Killer Mike really co-signing Bernie Sanders? I was kind of confused about that.
I don't know. This is what we think. See, this is the thing with that. Let me break it down like you broke it down. Let me break it down like a lighter fraction now. Now, here's the thing. See, I got to take you back to Frederick Douglass for a second. During the anti-slavery movement, right? When they had, people with the anti-slavery movement, I mean, people, the women's and all of that and stuff, and when Frederick Douglass gave that speech about 4th of July, he lit their ass up. He said, how dare y'all come?
Yeah, the 4th of July.
Douglas.
Go ahead.
Yeah, how dare y'all come, first he wasn't going to do it. And then they called him back, and then he's changing my mind. I'm going to tear their ass up. He tore their ass out the frame. How dare y'all call me up here to give his speech? This is a sham. This is a scam. You're running around here faking. And he spoke about the Star Spangled Banner in that too. The Star Spangled Banner and your religious hymns and you're parading in the street. You're running game, man. Cut it out, man.
Got you.
But that's what we had. Those are his allies. His allies are still deeply rooted. This is what I'm saying is deeply rooted.
Got
you don't say, Bernie Sanders is our ally. But it's still deeply rooted. Is he going to stand up and denounce the founding forefathers? Is he going to stand up and say black people shouldn't stand up for the national anthem? No. Why? Because he don't care about black people. This is white racism. Politics is a game, but we got to work with the best we got. We always allies, and that's sad. But it's a system. So until Bernie Sanders and Chuck Schumer and all these Jewish people stand up for black people and keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? We need to have this discussion more.
Actual facts.
You talking about keeping it 100. You're with that 3/5 white racist bigot shit. I'm not impressed because you speak out against the Ku Klux Klan, the neo-Nazis, and then you want to turn back around and say, hey, George Washington is still a good man. Like Bill Maher, he's another phony.
Yeah.
Bill Maher, I heard Bill Maher talking about George Washington is a hero. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah, I think
now,
a lot of...
I said Hitler was my enemy, what would he call me?
Yeah.
Anti-Semite. Yep. So I got to call him anti-black. Say he's a con artist, man. He's a con artist. Why? Because he had sex with black women? So did Thomas Jefferson. He was a rapist. He was a pedophile. He's raping black women, a whole bunch of these slaveholders.
Yeah. Nah,
What do you mean?
yeah, all right.
We got to
Fam.
get to the root of racism.
Got you. Let me take
You know what
another
I'm saying?
caller, but I'm gonna thank you
It's
for your call.
deeply rooted.
You gave me a lot of information on here. Hopefully, people could take some from it. But let me take another caller. Thank you for calling.
All right.
All right, peace.
Thank you for allowing me to speak, brother.
No
Peace.
problem. 702, what's going on? What's your name? I guess you in Vegas, right? What's the word?
What's happening, man? How you live? My name is Franklin, man. What's going on tonight?
Chilling, man. You know, we just having dialogue about this whole national anthem thing and how you feel about the whole national anthem and the whole Super Bowl. There's people telling people not to perform and still should be protesting. But I seen everybody watching the game last week. What do you think?
Well, I think it's about struggle. And as far as we can go back, I mean, I'm gonna consider myself an OG too, because I'm over 50, and I appreciate the dialogue because that's what it's about. That's the difference between the generations. There's less, even though we got more access to dialogue, like how I chat your show, I got to get on the internet, but we ain't all there. You know, right now some of us is watching whatever, doing whatever, so the same thing. But the struggle goes all the way back, and we should use the people who are in prominence to talk about our plight. Back from Paul Robeson, Madam C.J. Walker, all of those people sacrificed. They sacrificed. Even Sammy Davis Jr. sacrificed something to say something, to walk with Dr. King, Harry Belafonte, Muhammad Ali sacrificed the best years of his life to say the war was wrong. Dr. King sacrificed it all. Even if we look at our elders who were educators, Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Professor Baba Smalls, these brothers are going to die broke. They sacrificed everything for the education, the freeing of our minds, the emancipation and equality that's due to us on these shores. They sacrificed, and no offense to the younger generation. You can't stand with Colin Kaepernick? Remember when Ali said, I ain't going to fight, he had a meeting. He had Kareem up there, Jim Brown, the players, the doers of the time. Who stood with Dr. King? I'm not talking about at the end because, you know, we all walked away from him, a lot of us. But the reality is that this generation doesn't know, and a lot, not just this, successive generations, even from some of the baby boomers, don't know sacrifice. Even if you look at Jay-Z, Beyonce, and all that, I ain't faulting them because I come from New York. I'm from around the way. Right now, I live in Vegas. But there's still oppression out here. We're not connected the same way it is in New York. I see you from Brooklyn or something like that, 718. I've been peeping you for a minute on the internet.
Thank you.
But the sacrifice, bro, for the later generations is not there.
Do you think Colin Kaepernick sacrificed enough?
I think his sacrifice by not being able to play and do what he wants to do is the sacrifice. Don't get me wrong, he's still being compensated by Nike and the rest of them. They're using him as the tool that he can be used at to market. That's the society that we live in. People buy plastic Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Black people. I'm talking about white. So it's the marketing and freeing of your mind. But when you look at the sacrifice that some of our elders have made, and I'm just naming a few. If we look at the sacrifice, even Obama, as you may look at it, there was some sacrifice. You know what he sacrificed? Only he knows. But there was some sacrifice because everything is based on color. So even if it is he couldn't say anything during his administration to help the plight of black people, I'm sure he read Dr. King. And like the brothers called earlier, we all don't suffer from the same plight.
So
some folks is making money.
So let me ask you something. Do you think that people are wrong for going back to just regular, programming and watching the NFL again?
No, but that's what I mean. There's no sacrifice.
Got you.
We're not going to sacrifice my kids. We will take you. You know that you see these families will take their kids to football practice, but won't crack a book with them.
So you don't watch no sports.
King. I didn't say that. Sometimes I fall into the trap too because I live in America. It was on all weekend.
Gotcha.
The hype comes. You're around.
Gotcha.
I didn't say I devoted any time, energy, or money to it because it's not like I ran out and bought jerseys, tickets, or any of that stuff. It was in the place where I was when I went to a friend's house. I watched, I ate. So I didn't even concentrate on the game. I concentrated on the communal feeling of people getting together. But in terms of the marketing of the game, I don't support it. I played like everybody else. I had fun. I did it for free. Got a little hurt. But the way these fans are now, who wants to spend $400 to go to a game, plus parking and food? Come on, that's crazy.
Got
For
you.
a kids game? For a kids game. But
I'll-
the reality of not sacrificing, these guys are all millionaires. And you could say something. You could do something collectively. And unless that's what happens as it did in Birmingham, or it does in certain Jewish or ethnic communities other than our own, they will galvanize and not support. And even if you look at where we are, the sacrifice for the generations that came after Dr. King got scared. Nobody wanted to give up everything. And those who did died poor. So black people want money. They want to live well. Everybody want a Mercedes or a Jaguar, whatever it is, thinking that that's the thing to happiness.
You know, it's funny. It's funny that you're saying that because you know, I do like to have these dialogues and I do have these you know, talks, and I put up. You know, I'm not you know, corporate funded. This is all me. You know, I'm not a part of a corporation. And when I ask people for donations, they tell me I should get a job and. You know, why are you asking for donations and all that? And I'm like, but look at the type of stuff that we get to talk about, you know, that I'm putting forth to thousands of people, but I see them donate to people who don't talk about nothing. I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
We are.
So I'm sacrificing, you know, I could be talking about celebrity gossip all day, every day. I don't have to talk about no issues pertaining to us on a broad scale. I don't have to because nobody else gets held accountable for talking about that. You know what I'm saying? And I sacrifice, you know, bread because I could be talking about everything going on, dealing with gossip. Do it, you know, do it with the best of them. But I don't do that. I don't really walk that path at all times. I like to have dialogue where people get to call in and say stuff. But if I ask for donations to help me get on a bigger, you know, just broader scale, people are like, no. But then I watch what they give their money to, though. And I'm like, yo, but you donated to this person. One thing I don't do, I don't count nobody's pockets and I don't watch nobody's pockets. But I'm just always bewildered at what people think is important to give their money to. And it's never anything that's for a cause unless they think it's a cause. Because they, you know, unfortunately, we all get put in a box of scammers, swindlers, and, you know, charlatans. You know what I'm saying? And
For sure.
Yeah,
I mean, you in New York?
Yeah.
I'm out here in Vegas. I've been here 20 years. But, yo, in New York, you used to have WLIB.
Yes.
Where they did nothing but talk.
Yes.
Gary Bird, M.O.Tech Gary Bird.
Yep.
Right? That's gone.
Yes.
But they still got BLS. Now, peep this out. Steve Harvey, he laughed all day. I wake up laughing, pray to God. Yo, at night we got clobbered.
Yeah.
We don't want that. I'm sorry, our dialogue is not being supported by our community.
Yes.
It's just not. It never has been. If there's a struggle, we ain't going to support it. We come out at the end, even like we do with Obama. We came out at the end. But know that you're making a difference because I'm going to tell you, I'm in black radio too. They got black radio here in Vegas, man. My name's Franklin G. I'm going to hook up with you because I do a show out here called Like It Is Radio.
Dope.
And even black radio all over America is dying. There are less than 66 black directed stations. 66.
Yeah.
And how many of them do you think really do dialogue? They do Steve Harvey in the morning or Tom Joyner, both laughing and joking, ha, ha, ha. And then they try to bring on Ricky Smiley with the little Jesus thing, or and what's his name? The other guy, D.L. Hughley. So we get our news from the comedians. And that's what we gravitate to.
Yeah. And again, you know, Malcolm X, you know, said that we expect, you know, people that are athletes and trumpet players and comedians to speak up for us. You know, we expect them to really, and you know, their job is to make people laugh. And thankfully some, you know, because even like Paul Mooney, it's like a truth in his comedy, like a real hard truth, you know, and he just kind of don't have to do that. He could just tell jokes and be funny, but you know, it is what it is. All right, man. Thank you for calling, man.
Stay up, man. I'm gonna hook up with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I appreciate. And remember, dialogue is where it's at, man. That's what you do, man. That's why I peep out the dialogue because we see that right now with our government, where there is no dialogue, shit don't happen.
Yeah,
you got to do like the brother said. At Frederick Douglass' words. How do you make it change? Agitate, agitate, agitate. When you put your clothes in the washing machine,
it's called an agitator.
No soak,
it's called
an agitate.
Let me ask you something.
Up,
no, before you go though, I see somebody in the chat room want to know who you are. How could they hear you?
My name is Franklin G. And there's a black radio station out here in Las Vegas. When you come to Vegas, there's other stations that play our music, But Power 88, we own this station. It's power88lv.com.
Okay.
We are streaming 24 hours a day. We play music at night, but in the morning we dialogue. And you can also peep me out on Facebook, just like this brother here, at Like It Is Radio on Facebook.
Okay.
And my whole thing is dialogue. I've talked to everybody from Harry Reid to Farrakhan.
Dope.
You know,
Dope.
I'm a Harlem brother trying to do it out here.
Thank you, man, for expanding the brand.
Yo, man,
you know.
stay up, man, and I'm gonna contribute to you too, man. I gotta figure all that out. You gotta every now and then explain, because I got heads that don't know what Patreon is or how to hook up with you or anything like that. So when you're doing your dialogue, express to the older heads who may just come across you how they can connect with you and, you know, water the crops, so to speak, because a farmer got to make price on his goods.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to put the donate links in the chat room, and maybe, you know, that when you click the link, it's kind of self-explanatory. So that's what I just did just now. So, you know, it is what it is, but thank you for calling, family.
Yo, stay up, man. I'm always going to be listening, man.
No
Keep
problem.
It up. One.
Thank you. All right, so before we go, does anybody else want to call in before we go and chime in? Because if not, we at the hour mark. I don't like to keep y'all on here too long. I know, you know, people like the live part of it, but the playback part sometimes be too long for people. You know, our people got a very, very, very unfortunate short attention span. So they be like, damn, this is the hour and 50 minutes. I'm not listening to no whole hour and 50 minutes. So, you know, the playback is it suffers a little bit with the views. You know, people listen while you're live. Thank y'all for listening while y'all live. But on the playback, nah, people don't even be listening. People won't listen to that playback. But we got a 215, so I already know 215. That's Philly. What's going on?
The great Doggie Diamonds. How are you this evening, sir? This is Derek Williams. I'm calling you from Philadelphia. How you, man?
I'm chilling, taking it easy. All right, you see the topic. If you listening, you know what we was talking about. What's your thoughts and opinions on this topic?
Okay, well, the title of the topic is Super Bowl National Anthem Performance, right?
Issue, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I noticed you talked to a guy who was on a Las Vegas radio, and I think he was mentioning the fact that, you know, people are going to NFL games and watching NFL and stuff like that. For me, I think that Colin Kaepernick taking a knee and things like that, I don't think that really was going to move black people to actually stop watching the games, for the simple fact that, just like Charles Barkley said back in the 90s, people just want to be entertained for 2 hours. They really not. We're not going to sacrifice like they did back in the 60s. That generation, I think, is probably black people's greatest generation. That's just not us today.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that while his cause is a noble one, most black people ain't gonna get behind that. Here in Philadelphia, I couldn't see people just boycotting SEPTA like the Montgomery boycotts back in the 60s. That's just not us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that has gone the way of the dodo bird. Black people just ain't got what it takes to sustain protests for stuff that matters. I should tell you, I am a shareholder in Starbucks. My 14-year-old daughter actually saw that controversy as a way to try to make some more money. We actually bought more stock into Starbucks, and I'm saying that to say this. Black people were such an arms for those guys getting arrested, but did you know that they turned right back around? I don't know the official story with all the backstory, but I do know for a fact that those guys sold out for a promise of having a entrepreneur program jump off, and they got a symbolic payout of $2 a piece. So where was the stand up in that? Where was the outrage? And actually the week of that protest here, it was actually black people in the Starbucks at the city hall, in the city Starbucks. So they wasn't even trying to, even though those black men got arrested, they couldn't even sustain a protest for 48 hours.
For clarity, many people might not know what you're talking about, so just give them like 10-second backstory of what arrest and what Starbucks you're talking about.
Okay, well, in here in Philadelphia last year, you had two gentlemen that were actually sitting in the Starbucks waiting on. They were going to have a meetup for with some guy over business. Well, a white manager saw them and told them to leave, and they said, "Well, we're not leaving. We're just waiting on our people to come in." So they called the police. It was a big national story. The CEO Starbucks actually came to Philadelphia to try to talk. They actually had a thing where they want to have a sensitivity training for Starbucks and this, that, and the third. But I'm just talking about black people specifically. There was no long-term protest. It really don't matter to black people. That's what I was trying to say.
Got you. No, you and no. Not, I mean, I knew what you was talking about for people that might have just walked in the room, or you know, honestly, sadly, some people just are really, really under a rock, or they just don't care about certain things.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So somebody said something in the chat room that's interesting. And I want you to respond to this. That he said that, but at the same time, you still own stock in Starbucks. So how do you deal with that confliction?
Easy, because the fact of the matter is, before this controversy jumped off, I saw Starbucks as a good business model. So am I going to sell my stock in protest of that? That would be my response to the person that said that in the chat room. Do I supposed to sell my position in Starbucks over a moral thing, or was that a business decision to actually double down on stock? Because again, I just said my 14-year-old daughter, first thing she said, "Daddy, the stock is probably going to go down. Can we just jump in and get some more positions?" Because I don't know people that follow the stock market. The stock has actually climbed since that controversy. And again, everything is memory hold. Folks, a lot of people don't even think about that no more. So
yeah. It's not a hot topic anymore, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Bingo. And that's what, see, we back on that again.
Mm-hmm.
Black people don't have what it takes, unfortunately, to make a sustained protest on too much of nothing.
Got you. So I guess everybody it should just go back to watching the NFL then, you know, based off of, you know.
That's the reason why we're in America. You do what you choose. You do what you think is right for you. You're not killing nobody by watching the NFL game. The NFL is gonna keep chugging. What black people could have done if they really was true to protest, all the black players in the NFL should have just stepped away if they really was about that life.
Yeah, right.
Des Bryant said he was not protesting for nothing. I'm gonna report the work, and he was one of the star players in the NFL at that time. I don't think he's in the league anymore. But if black players were really about that life, they would have did something akin to Ice Cube's Big Three. Black men ain't gonna kick it like that, and it's unfortunate. So you're gonna run back to the white man, and he know that. So it's protest. Good luck with that.
Yeah, you know. All right, man. Thank you for calling. And I do have something to say. And you said you in Philly, right?
Yes, sir.
Y'all love them Eagles out there too.
Well, actually, I'm a Patriots guy.
You said you a what?
I'm a Patriots guy, actually.
What the hell type
and I'm
of?
from Mississippi.
Yeah, what type of traitor stuff you in?
But yeah, they are fervent over the Eagles here. You right.
Let me, and you know it's funny. If I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. If on the playback, wasn't Meek Mill one of the people who took issues with Travis Scott, performing at the Super Bowl? Wasn't he one of the people?
Yes, he was. And Hassan Campbell actually did a video about Meek Mill's not taking a meeting with Trump, but off the behest of Jay-Z. At least I think that's the way the story went. Jay-Z told Meek Mills not to meet with Trump, which was idiotic.
Yeah, I did a live on that too. But let's go deeper, right? So
yes, sir.
So he's saying don't perform at the Super Bowl. The Patriots is playing, but he hangs out with the Patriots owner Robert Kraft.
Yes, he does. And the owner of the Sixers flew him out of his jail. I know he was featured at one of the playoff games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was in the Patriots skybox a few times watching the game. He hangs with Robert Kraft.
Yep.
And not only that, he named his album Championships, and his artwork looked a lot like the Philadelphia Eagles artwork.
Yeah. So but once again, if black people really about that life, what they would have done, you would have a counterbalance to the NFL. You would have like a Big Three. In business, instead of having to run to white people for jobs, you would actually. I know Q Butter has an issue with Boyce Watkins, and salute to Q Butter, by the way. But what black people could do if they really was about that life, we have many smart people in Black America. How come you couldn't have some type of black conglomerate? I don't know.
Yeah,
but they're not doing it.
I mean,
the
it's
matter is he's not doing it.
well, you kind of already know the answer to that we let ideologies, philosophies, way of life, and just sometimes you just don't like a motherfucker hair or face
Yes,
or you know the person they dating and we let that divide everything. You know, we all, you know, we judge people based off what we think is moral, and if some things that they do, if we deem it immoral, we ain't fucking with you. That's that.
Well, here you go. I'm gonna step aside because I know your time is valuable. I'll just leave this for you to think about. And you always mention this thing about having knowledge of self. So I think you'll probably know what I mean when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Willie Lynch existed. I can't prove or disprove that the man lived, but I do know that infamous letter that is attributed to him. It's effective because blacks will not stick together to save their life, and that's our collective coffin nail. That's all I know.
All right,
so
family.
Thank you for taking my call, and you take care of yourself here.
All right, peace. We got another Philly call in the building. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? This on Trail from Philly.
What's going on, family? You see what we? Hopefully, you hear what we talking about. What you think about this whole controversy of performing at the Super Bowl, the performance and the actual national anthem? You know, people being mad that Gladys Knight was gonna sing the national anthem. What you think?
I think we need to stop looking for celebrities to, to lead us. The problem with the black community and black people today is we always looking for a leader to lead us. And we was lost for a while ever since Malcolm X and Martin Luther King got assassinated.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, we've been lingering around dormant. We've been ever since DayPac, we've been relying on the government. We've been relying on celebrities. And I think if we all have a code and start working together and doing things for ourselves and start looking for these big companies to help us out, we would get shit done.
Let me ask you a critical question, and this is not a trick question. There's no right or wrong answer. Where is the black community? Where does that reside? Because when you said the black community, you made it general as, I guess, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I guess you're saying all black people fit in this black community. Is that what you're saying? Because you said the black community. What is the black community?
The black community is everybody who basically go through the struggle across the country that we go to. That's the black community.
Okay, all right.
But you have others, they call coons and shit. They don't consider us. They don't consider to be part of the black community.
Got you. All right. Before we so do you watching the Super Bowl? Do you watch the NFL?
Yeah, I'm a fan of sports in general.
Okay.
My thing is I just feel we need to stop having these celebrities, but stop being surprised about these celebrities being not for the people. When Kanye did his thing with Trump and everything, I'm trying to wonder why everybody's so surprised.
Because the media, the media, the media is definitely going to magnetize everything, and it becomes a trending topic. And then, people don't know how to turn their head. They just gotta chime in on what the hot topic is, and that's basically it. So, so Colin Kaepernick protest, did you agree with it or you didn't agree with it?
Say that again.
Colin Kaepernick's protest of taking the knee during the singing of the national anthem, did you agree with it or you didn't agree with it?
I agree with it, absolutely.
Okay, so how you watch sports if you agree with it? I'm confused. Give me a little bit of clarity.
I mean, I agree with what's going on, but during that time he was doing the protest, I was like, all right, stand with him. I'm not going to watch it at all anyway, because the way the owners and the owner of these teams feel, they feel like these players are slave bucks and they do our willing. So after a while, I didn't really watch it.
That's what I'm saying. When did your boycott end? And why did it end?
whether my boycott ends, it never ends. It's still going.
I'm just saying. So, but you said you watch sports though. That's what I'm saying. I'm confused.
Yeah, I watch basketball.
But
I
you
watch
know,
baseball.
but you know they sing the national anthem before basketball and baseball games.
Oh yeah, they do. But I never see it in the game. I come in right after it.
Got you. All right, family. Thank you for calling. I'm gonna take some more callers. Thank you for calling in.
All right, no doubt.
All right, peace. All right, I'm gonna take one more caller. I seen 786, and if you could call back. Call back. I'm about to, respect to everybody who's calling in. Respect to everybody's, for everybody's stance. I'm not here to tell anybody that you're right, you're wrong. But I will say, I just think that there really is no united front, and I think it's hard to have a united front because everybody has this, I'ma do me thing and YOLO and all these little sayings and catchphrases of why they think the way they think. And I don't even think we know how to protest right. You know what I'm saying? I think if we had a picket line, a lot of dudes would have crossed that picket line a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we know how to take a stance on anything and be unified. It's just we're so divided right now, and everybody's so woke and so conscious and know everything, and everybody's talking about the damn blood moon and all this other stuff, and it's just so much division, and it's tough, but I don't know. All right, the caller's not calling in, so I'm about to head up out of here, and again, I don't want to bore y'all with these type of topics, but I just something that I wanted to talk about. When you talk about political stuff, when you talking about political stuff, and it's not what people want to hear. I guess if I was talking about Joe Budden and Sin Santana, people tune in for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Joe Budden. I'm not saying nothing in particular about him. But shout out. I don't care if it's 4 people watching. I don't care if it's 5 people watching. I don't care if this video gets 7 views after this. Certain things mean something to me to talk about at certain times. And I can't be all political every day, all day. But I really be wanting to hear from y'all. I really want to hear from people. I want to know what y'all think. So maybe I can be get a little clarity on certain situations, and I could get pointed in certain directions and be able to look in certain places that I wasn't looking. And this is what I think more of is needed, that more people need to talk more. And I see somebody saying in the chat room, is Doggie dissing the rap group United Front. Why would I diss United Front? If you know anything about me, United Front is my family, and I've actually interviewed them on this channel, so that absolutely makes no sense. I don't even know where and why that question was posed, but shout out to United Front. You know what I'm saying? That's my people. I definitely support them in a lot of their endeavors. So I don't even I don't get that, but I just address that because I don't like when nothing get misconstrued. And before I go, maybe then another show that I want to do. I want to know if y'all agree this would be a good show or not. I know I was supposed to do another show and I got sidetracked. I've been back in the gym, hard body a little bit. But I want to know, and this is, at the end of the show. So I need y'all to share this. I need y'all to like this. I need to let y'all, the most important thing that I need y'all to do is to let people know that these dialogues are taking place. And there's a channel where they're talking about stuff where it's not really super too over the top, scary, spooky conscious. It's more of, a build. And everybody could chime in. There, there is no certain demographic of black person that you have to be. And even sometimes I do want to hear from white people. I do want to know, because I got some goddamn questions to ask some of y'all, and I'm pretty sure many of y'all do. But I want to know, and I'm gonna close out on this. I want to know, what's the purpose of the Women's March? I posed that question on Facebook and Twitter. I want to know what's the purpose of the damn Women's March. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know, what's the purpose of the Women's March? I see a lot of black women marching, but I don't know what the purpose is, and maybe somebody could give me some clarity. So I think that's the next show that I'm gonna do. But that's what it is. I'm Doggie Diamonds. Before you go, if you're new here or if you've been here, make sure you click the subscribe button and then you hit the bell, so every time I'm going live, you will get the notifications. And also make sure you like the video. You know what I'm saying? And you know, make sure you like the video, and if you want to send a donation, you can send a donation in. You know what I'm saying? Actually, the donate links are here. That's the PayPal, and that is the Cash App. I know some people be saying, "Yo, you begging?" Well, yeah, I'm begging. Whatever. It is what it is. So thank y'all for tuning in. For everybody who tuned in, thank everybody who called in. Thank everybody who donate. Thanks for the new Patreons. Thanks to everybody who salute and support. And I don't care who got something to say after I say what I say, but I just want to know. And I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying the Women's March is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just want to know what the purpose is. And if you want to tell me you're not a woman, so it don't matter to you, then I want you to call in and say that. So I'm going to set that show up now, and I'm going to do that show tomorrow. So I want people to call in and let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But with that, though, I'm Doggie Diamonds, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Hopefully in New York City, it warms up a little bit because it's like Eskimo, Alaska cold outside, and I ain't feeling it. But I still went outside and went to the gym today. You know, when you dedicated, nothing can stop you. So, yo, shout out to everybody, man, for tuning in. I'm out of here. Peace.
You are now watching Doggie Diamonds TV. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, you want to hit the bell so you can get all notifications of when I'm going live or when I upload new content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment on this channel. Peace.